Hello everyone, my name is Binyamin Freeman and welcome to Around Dad Shabbos Table, the weekly Shabbos Dvar Torah dedicated in memory of my dad, Gedalia Freeman, of righteous memory. This week's Parsha is Parshas Toldos, and I want to have a Halachik discussion of the requirement to have Kiddush Bemakom Seuda. The Kiddush, the sanctifying the Sabbath day, the blessing that we make on the wine, should be in Bemakom Seuda, in the place when you're at the same time and in the same place as where and when you are having your Shabbos meal. So whether this obligation is midaraisa or midarabanan, biblical or rabbinic, is a machlokus rishonim between the Rosh and Rabbeinu Yonah. The Rosh says it's midaraisa, and Rabbeinu Yonah says that it is midarabanan. The practical ramification is on Yom Kippur. The nafkamina is on Yom Kippur, but I don't want to discuss exactly about that because that's kind of a side point. So there's three possible scenarios of making Kiddush that are discussed in Halacha. Number one is, meaning, of course, the best would be you make the Kiddush where you're going to have the meal and right when you're having the meal. There's no discussion about the timing of it. It doesn't have to be like instantly right away, like, when we discuss making a bracha over l'asiyasan, right before you do a blessing, either a mitzvah or if it's a berachas hananin, right before you get the hana, the benefit. When it comes to Kiddush Bemakom Seuda, it doesn't have to be instantly right before, but it should be soon before. And the only other thing is that if you had in mind to do it right away and for some reason you weren't able to do it right away, meaning have the Seuda, you weren't able to have the Seuda immediately after the Kiddush, it's okay. Because you had in mind to when you made the Kiddush to have the meal right away. Perhaps even then there would still be a time limit, but and then if you had in mind not to do it right away, but then you changed your mind to have the meal right away, then that is also good, and that is considered Kiddush Bemakom Seuda. So that's as concerned to the aspect of time, that it should be in the same time, that the Kiddush should be in the same time when you have your Shabbos meal. But now when it comes to the aspect of place and distance, it should be in the same place. So there's three possible scenarios. Scenario number one is the ideal, which is you have it in the same exact place. Scenario number two is mipina lepina, from one corner of the room to the other, and that is also okay. There are some Rishonim, the Ran, and the Ran, the Mishnah Berurah says that the Ran holds that even mipina lepina, even from one corner to another corner, is not good, is not considered Bemakom Seuda. And the Mordechai says that mipina lepina is only good if you have in mind when you make Kiddush that you're going to move and have your Seuda in the other pina. But if you don't have that in mind, then it's not considered Kiddush Bemakom Seuda. It's like considered like you're having your Seuda in a different place, and you're not Yotzei Kiddush. You have to make Kiddush again. But we don't paskin like the Mordechai, we don't paskin like the Ran, and the poskim say that you can have Kiddush Bemakom Seuda if you move mipina lepina from one corner of the room to the other, and we say, and that is even true if it is a traklin gadol, like a tremendous palace room, and it's all in the same room. The second possible scenario is mecheder lecheder, from one room to the other room, and you can't see the other room, but it's in the same house. So this is okay so long as you had in mind. This is how all the poskim rule, the Aruch HaShulchan and all of the poskim. So long as you had in mind when you made the Kiddush that you're going to have it in another room in the same house, it's okay. Also, another scenario, the last scenario I would say that is discussed, is if it's, let's say, mebayis lechatzer, from a house to a chatzer, to a yard, which is outside of the house. So some say that if you can see the place, even through a window, it doesn't have to be that you see it through a doorway, but you can see the chatzer where you are. Let's say you make Kiddush in the house, and you see the chatzer, the place in the chatzer where you want to have your meal, through a window, or vice versa. It's so some say that it's okay. The Aruch HaShulchan says you can rely on this lechatchila. You can do this initially, and the Mishnah Berurah says it's better not to rely on this. And so just want to say something about Kiddush in general. A person could make Kiddush for someone else, even though he's not going to drink any of the grape juice. Let's say he's making Kiddush on grape juice. He can make Kiddush on the grape juice even if he's not going to be drinking any of the grape juice, if he is being motzi and somebody else. This is because Kol Yisrael Arevim Zelazeh, and the mitzvah of Kiddush, and this is even true if he's making Kiddush on bread. And so this is this is not a regular Berachas Hanenin blessing over food which we're enjoying, but it is a Berachas HaMitzvah, a blessing over a positive commandment which we are fulfilling. In which case, Kol Yisrael Arevim Zelazeh, all Jews are responsible for one another, and so he's able to make the blessing of Borei Pri Hagafen or Hamotzi and not drink or eat anything, and let the people that he is fulfilling, the other people who their obligation is being fulfilled, let them eat or drink from the grape juice or the bread. I forgot to mention that the pasuk that tells us that you have to have Kiddush Bemakom Seuda is v'karasa l'Shabos oneg. So the verse states you should call to Shabbos a pleasure, and Chazal tell us that that b'makom Korea Sham Tehei Sudas Oneg, that in the place where you read, meaning where you make Kiddush, there should be the place where you have your Suda. And it's also, the Aruch HaShulchan says that it's also very logical that when they were mitaken, that you should make Kiddush when the rabbis instituted that we should make Kiddush, meaning the Kiddush is deraisa, but the rabbis instituted how we should do it, and perhaps the Aruch HaShulchan would be holding like Rabbeinu Yonah when he says, Rabbeinu Yonah says Kiddush Bemakom Seuda should be or is midirabanan. But anyways, the Aruch HaShulchan says that when you make Kiddush, the rabbis instituted that it should be in the place of the Seuda. So you see the Aruch HaShulchan holds that it's a rabbinic institution. So that's why I say perhaps he holds like Rabbeinu Yonah, or perhaps not. So anyways, the mitzvah of Kiddush is a very special mitzvah. There's also a discussion of whether you have to make Kiddush again. If you were already Yotzei in one place and then you move to another place, whether you have to make Kiddush. And from all the poskim that I saw, it seems that everybody holds you don't have to make Kiddush again, but I remember somebody telling me that there is someone out there who holds that you do have to make Kiddush in every place that you have a meal, but I would just, meaning until you have a motzi. If you just have mezonos, and although you're Yotze Kiddush, but you didn't have a motzi, so therefore you would have to make Kiddush again until you have a motzi. Anyways, there's a lot more that I didn't discuss, so the mitzvah of Kiddush and all of its details is a very special mitzvah, and anyways, my name is Binyamin Freeman, and thank you so much for joining me on Around Dad Shabbos Table, Parshas Toldos, and I look forward to sharing more Divrei Torah in memory of my dad. Bye.